Today, we're going to talk about the most profound journey any of us will ever take, the journey of the soul, as understood in the Islamic tradition. It's a path that, according to this perspective, every single person travels, from our very first breath to our absolute final destination.
It's really the biggest question there is, right? It's one we've been asking for as long as we've been human. What actually happens when this life is over? Is that it? Just lights out? Or is it the beginning of something else entirely? Well, in the Islamic view, death isn't the end of the book. It's just turning the page to the next chapter.
This quote really cuts right to the heart of the whole idea. The belief is that this life we're living isn't just some random accident. It's a test. And like any test, there are results. The choices we make, the beliefs we hold, the things we do, they all have consequences that ripple out far beyond our short time here on Earth.
So let's start right there with the test itself, our life. This world is seen as the training ground, you know? It's where we lay the foundation for the entire journey ahead, one deed and one choice at a time.
What's really interesting here is that faith isn't seen as this simple on or off switch. It's a spectrum. It can range from someone who's Muslim pretty much by name only, all the way to the person who struggles but keeps trying, to the one who is so devoted they actually inspire everyone around them. And according to the source material, where you fall on this spectrum during the test of life, well, that directly sets the stage for everything that comes next.
Okay, so what happens when that test of life is over? Well, that's when we move to the very first stage of the hereafter, this in-between state, this intermediate life in the grave, which is known as Barzakh.
And the experience of death itself is described as being completely different depending on the life you lived. For a true believer, the angel of death is said to speak gently, and the soul leaves the body smoothly, kind of like a drop of water sliding from a water jug. But for a person who lived a sinful life, the angel's voice is terrifying, and the soul is literally ripped out, like a skewer being torn from wet wool.
And this is where it gets really intense. The grave isn't just a patch of dirt. It becomes the soul's first taste of what's to come, a direct consequence of how you did on the test of life. For the righteous, it's said that the grave expands, filling with light and the beautiful scent of paradise. But for the sinner, it constricts, crushing the body in a pit of total darkness and torment.
But hang on, before we even get to the final day, humanity is apparently destined to face its greatest challenge ever, a trial so deceptive, so powerful, that every single prophet who ever walked the earth warned their people about it.
This trial is a figure known as the Dajjal, or the false Messiah. And we're not just talking about some slick political leader here. He's supposed to show up during a time of worldwide chaos and famine, and will literally claim to be God, demanding that all of humanity worship him.
And he's going to have the power to back it up? I mean, just imagine a world that has been starving for years. Then this man appears who can command the sky to rain, who can make barren land sprout food in an instant, and who travels with what's described as a mountain of bread and a river of water. He'll prey on people's desperation, and it's said that billions will follow him, truly believing he's their savior.
After all these trials on earth are over, that's when the trumpet will be blown. The mountains will crumble into dust, the oceans will boil, and every single soul that has ever lived will be brought back to life for the final, ultimate reckoning.
Now, this day isn't described as chaos. It's actually incredibly structured. First, everyone is resurrected and gathered together. Then, each soul stands alone before God to be questioned about every aspect of their life. After that comes the Mizan, these divine, perfectly balanced scales where every good and bad deed is weighed. And finally, you're handed your book of deeds, in your right hand if you're saved, or in your left if you're doomed.
So there's this powerful story in the traditions about this day. A man is brought forward, and his sins are presented, not in a small book, but on 99 enormous scrolls. Each one is so long it stretches as far as the eye can see. He looks at them, and he just knows he's done for. There's no hope.
But then, a single, tiny card is brought out, and all it says is the testimony of faith. That one little card is placed on the scale of good deeds, and all 99 of those massive scrolls of sin are placed on the other side. And the card outweighs them all. It's this profound lesson on how sincere faith and God's mercy can overcome even a mountain of sin.
Now, after the judgment is over and everyone has their book of deeds, you'd think that's it. But there's one last, absolutely terrifying obstacle that remains. It's the final hurdle that separates everyone from their final destinations of either paradise or hell.
This is the Sirat. It's a bridge, and every single person, good or bad, has to try and cross it. And get this, it's suspended directly over the raging fires of hell, and it's described as being sharper than a sword and thinner than a human hair.
And this is where it all connects back. Your speed across this terrifying bridge is determined by your deeds back in life. The most righteous people, they cross in the blink of an eye, like a flash of lightning. Those who were maybe a little inconsistent might cross like galloping horses, but those with weak faith, they will have to crawl, with hooks from the fire below reaching up, trying to snatch them. Some will make it, and some will fall.
And so it all comes back to right now, to this moment. This whole incredible journey, from the moment of death through the judgment all the way to this final harrowing crossing, it's all being shaped by the choices you and I are making today. The life you're living is literally setting your pace. So the only question that's left is, how will you cross?